What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit more fun. We're going to be playing Toxicroak EX and trying to make this card work. I talked about it with somebody in the comments in a past video, and I finally got around to having some time to put the deck together and try to make something out of it. What we're going to be focusing on is his attack, Toxic Ripper, which only does 120 damage, but what it allows us to do is that it puts 6 damage counters on our opponent after they're poisoned, so it's really doing more like 180, which unfortunately just isn't too much damage. But what we're going to look to do is we're going to be looking to boss up stuff into the active. We're going to be looking to limit them a lot with Judge and just stop their hand, kind of trap stuff into the active and rely on Muk, increasing their retreat cost to kind of limit the game and take prizes slowly. We also have Hisuian Sneasler in order to add some extra damage counters and kind of ramp up that damage. We also have Drapion V, though this time it's not really for the standard use of, you know, using his actual attack or for like the Mew VMAX matchup. We're actually going to be running it with Drapion VSTAR. That way we actually can use Big Bang Arm and take out prize card or take out knockouts later on in the game on these targets that we're able to weaken down. So like getting a poison off on something as simple as, you know, like a Giratina V-Star or something like that. We'll then be able to actually knock it out with Big Bang Arm after. We can also use the Hazard Star ability, and that'll actually help us out a good deal as well. It also allows us to use the Forest Sealstone, and we're definitely going to need that. So this is the deck, guys. Definitely let me know what changes you would make. I tried to find a way to put like Brutal Bonnet in the deck, but I just couldn't really make space for it. And we want Artazon to be able to like actually set up our board, because if we can't get into Toxicroak and into Muk on the on our turn 2, then we kind of get in a pretty bad position. So that's kind of why we run Artazon, just to make sure we're able to set up and get like our Sneasler out and you know, our options. Or yeah, so that's like kind of the main thing. We could run other stadiums, but this is about the best that I could come up with. It could be worth running other options, but definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But yeah, we'll get into the games in a moment. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what decks you want to see in the future, or cards that you want featured, as well as other content you like to see on the channel, whether it be, you know, live like pack openings or VGC or like singles content or something else. Looking to expand in 2024, so definitely let me know what you guys want to see. But yeah, we'll get into the games in a moment. Peace. All right, we're into the game. Our opponent's going. We're going first. We open. Honestly, not too bad. We should be able to find our... Ooh. Interesting. I'm excited to see what they're playing. I like the, really like those card sleeves, too. Those are sweet. We'll see what our opponents are playing. And we'll see what we're able to do. We got ourselves the Grimer. We'll be able to play that down. There's a Superior. So, for now, what I think we want to do is we'll grab ourselves the... Yeah, I think that's going to be our play. We'll grab ourselves the Squawk and the Hisuian V. We'll manually attach onto the Croagunk. We'll grab ourselves the Drapion. Then what we could probably do... We'll switch our Squawk into the active, and then we'll use its ability, get ourselves some more cards. We'll throw the Rigid Band down, and we'll throw one more Toxicroak, or yeah, Croagunk down. The reason why we don't want it in the active is so that way we actually are able to Dark Patch onto it. If we lose Squawk, it doesn't really matter. And also, Squawk is only one energy to retreat, so we can get it out later. On our next turn, what we'll probably do is just research all this away and draw a new hand. Unless they're able to kind of do something more like extreme, then we'll want to judge just to kind of reset. Bossing up the Drapion. I mean, that's fine. It just kind of traps it in the active for the turn. So, yeah, I think here we just judge. Or, sorry, we, Professor's Research. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. We'll go ahead and evolve our Croagunks. And then what we can do is Ultra Ball away the Artazon and that. Grab ourselves the Muk. And now we're pretty much set up. We're just going to be looking for a retreat option to get rid of, to get our Drapion out of the active. We could manually attach as well for 2 energy, which is also an option as well, like if that's what we have to do. If they knock it out, that's also fine. Yeah, because then we just go into Toxicroak and start playing the game. Wow, they had a second boss already. I mean, that's fine for us, though. We're not really in a bad position. The really only way that we're... interesting. I was gonna say the only way we're in like a bad situation is if they had the fortress in hand, but it looks like they don't. So we're just gonna go ahead, start powering up the next Toxicroak. We're gonna drop the Toxic Ripper. Hits for 120. Really more like 200 because of all of our added benefits. And yeah, they'll knock themselves out on the next turn, so they have to find a way to switch their card out. They probably can't, seeing the fact that it's the equivalent of 5 energy to retreat. They'd have to do... They would give up 4 prize cards, because even if they top decked into their fortress, they use their fortress, put all the energies down. Yeah, so the game's going to be over right there. So kind of a interesting first game. Kind of slow, but... You know, we got it to work. We got Toxicroak doing something on the ladder. You know, Fortress may just be a little worse than Toxicroak is what we learned. But yeah, we'll go into game 2, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into the game. We're going to be going first. We'll see what we're able to pick up. Nothing too great, but good thing we're going to be able to... squawk here, get ourselves something new. We'll probably Ultra Ball to grab ourselves like a, I don't know, Croagunk or something. Looks like they're playing, what's it called? Garchomp. So that's not too bad. We'll grab, yeah, we'll get rid of these. I think what we'll do is we'll grab ourselves the Croagunk. We will manually attach Dark Patch, and then we'll Squawk. The likelihood of us getting like knocked out on the, you know, on our next turn if we use the switch to put him into the active is pretty low, but I definitely don't want to risk that for no reason. So we'll grab the Grimer here, put those down, and then we will Nest Ball, grab ourselves one more Croagunk, and end our turn there. Because the main issue is that if we use Switch, put Croagunk into the active, and we either A, don't get Toxicroak, or B, don't get the third energy, then it really doesn't matter, and we just kind of lose anyway. Sorry for the yawn there. But yeah, we kind of just, like, we're just going to be in the same position, but now they're going to be able to get the attack off on Garchomp or onto the Croagunk first. And that doesn't really help us. There's Patch of the Peak, and that, I mean, it's not really that big a deal. Really, all it does is that it stops Sneasler damage. But we don't really care. Like, obviously it'd be nice, and we're really going to want that damage for, you know, stopping Garchomp. But outside of that, it's not as important. Let's see. We'll play down the Muk, and we'll add 1 energy to Croagunk. End our turn there. The path also shuts off his Greninja, so that's kind of cool. Really what we're looking for is, obviously a draw supporter would be great. Or if we draw into like a switch or something, we just pass our turn, wait one more turn, or an energy for that matter. We Ultra Ball the turn after, put in our Croagunk and start attacking. This is really the biggest issue with this deck, and obviously what's kind of holding it in that kind of for fun roguish range is, like, your opening turn isn't that bad. Like, I was able to spread out, you know, I got stuff set up, I got some evolutions ready to go, like all that kind of stuff. The problem is after that you don't have anything, because you don't play Barrel in this deck, so like I can't draw here, which I'd love to do, but the deck just doesn't have space for it. Honestly, what you could probably do is just cut, like, the Drapion. Like, if you cut the Drapion V, cut the Seal Stone and, like, one other card and run, like, a 2-2 line of Barrel, that could be, like, alright for you. But other than that, you don't really get anywhere. I feel like that's, like, the only change I would really make, but having the ability to Seal Stone works, like, really well most of the time. It's kind of important. This card also, like, having the V-Star power is really useful. Like, the paralysis can be pretty hype. If they knock us out here because of weakness, that's actually not that bad for us, because then what we can do is put our Croagunk into the active. Yeah, we'll just put Croagunk into the active, and then we'll use the Ultra Ball, unless we draw something, like, amazing. Nope. So we'll just Ultra Ball this stuff away, grab ourselves a Toxicroak, put that onto the board, and start attacking. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that wouldn't be a bad change. Maybe that's something I could do with the deck, is, like, you just, oh, cool, Judge. You just go ahead and cut Drapion, Drapion VSTAR, and Sealstone, and, like, one other card. I'd have to figure out what that one other card is, and put in, like, a 2-2 Barrel line. But the problem with that is that you're already running 2 stage 2 lines, and so it's hard to make that third. I guess, you know, you could argue that the third is already kind of made because you're playing the Drapion anyway, but I don't know. It's definitely something to consider. It could make the deck a little bit better, but I don't think it's making it that much better. Is also, like, the largest part of the problem is, like, it just doesn't make the deck that much better. You kind of still get stuck in this situation kind of often. If they add the Rare Candy Garchomp into hand right now, that's so bad. Awesome. So they just made a great mistake for us. Obviously, they can't know that we have Iono or Judge or something. But the problem is if they have Iono in their hand, just hold it for the next turn, because now you just showed off like your entire play to your opponent. And it makes it so if I do have Judge or Iono or something of, you know, equal weight or value, like there's no way I'm not gonna play it. And that completely, I mean, maybe they'll just draw right back into it and they'll be totally fine, but as of now, it like completely disrupts their play. We'll grab one more prize card. Unfortunately, only an energy, so that kind of sucks. One of the biggest issues that I'm going to run into against this deck is the fact that for right now, I'm just taking one prizers over and over, and we have a fighting weakness, and that fighting weakness is going to kind of be a problem, since it means Lucario only ever needs like 2 energies to be able to attack with and do stuff. So that kind of definitely sucks. So we're going to need to get, you know, the prizes going early. We're going to need to boss up this Riolu and knock that out. Kind of try to stunt them as, you know, quickly as possible. There's an Ultra Ball. They'll be able to grab the Lucario, put that into the active, and barrel for 5. So that sucks. Hopefully we're able to get into like our other boss or something. Or at the bare minimum, make one more Croagunk and get that set up. There's probably going to be another Riolu. Oh no, 4 Gibble on board. I feel like that's kind of a mistake. They should go another Riolu if they have it. So that way they have like another attacker for weakness. Because we can 2-shot the Garchomp as long as we get the attack off first. So we know 2 cards in their hand are energy. So they'll be able to retreat on the next turn, so we can't nasty plot. Because I was thinking maybe we nasty plot, look for, you know, other cards. But unfortunately, that's just like not really an option for us right now. Because they're just going to retreat anyway. So what we might have to do is, we'll see what we get off our prize cards. Take one more. Another energy, really not what we're looking for. Yeah, what we may have to do is that Lucario's going to knock us out here. There's the other Riolu. We may have to go Croagunk into the active, see if we draw into our Toxicroak. If we don't, then we attach double Dark Patch onto the Muk and retreat the Croagunk out and like attack into the Lucario. I think it's gonna have to be the play. Yeah, 'cause it's for 260. Without the Rigid Band, we don't live. Man, getting hit for weakness here is making this so much harder than it needs to be. There's a Judge. That's actually not too bad for us. So we'll manually attach here. We can go onto this. We'll Dark Patch one more time. Put that onto the board just so that way that's an option. We'll Judge here, limit their hand a little bit more. Unfortunately, our Drapion's already knocked out, so all of this is worthless to us. We're gonna go ahead and retreat here. Put Muk into the active. This is a situation where the path is actually gonna hurt us because we would be able to take the knockout much easier, but hopefully the confusion kind of helps win us the game here. They won't be able to attack, at least not this turn. I mean, they can manually attach, but the problem is that they can't. They've already taken too much damage, so they can't use their ability. Yeah, we go Squawk here. They can escape rope into the other Lucario. We can definitely live an attack. Plus we resist. Roaring Resolve. Alright, so that actually works out for us, because now all we need to do is find one energy. We can go... Yeah, we find one energy, we attach on to Squawk, retreat out, go back Muk. Come on. Seriously? Alright, so we get hit for 160. Man, that's crazy. That's so unlucky that they got that. Alright, so we Ultra Ball here, get rid of VIP and Drapion. Grab ourselves the Toxicroak. Potentially we can still win this. We're gonna need three knockouts, but it's potentially doable. We'll play that. We'll get that out of the board. We'll just thin our deck out, put the Grimer on. It's not really going to matter. And then we'll Toxic Ripper. Get that knocked out. Take one more prize. So we're still going to need 2 knockouts. Conveniently, it really comes down to right now on if they can make Garchomp. If they can't make Garchomp, then we can win. But if they can make Garchomp, then we lose. There's a Heavy Ball. They're just looking to get cards out of their hand. So I don't think they have it, because they're looking to get as many cards out of their hand as possible to barrel into an Iono. There's a switch. They're going to put up a different Gibble. So off 2 cards, if they pull an Iono... 3. Okay, their odds are a little bit better. How many Ionos have they already used? Only 1. So the chances of them just pulling it right there are not actually all that bad. There's a Super Rod. Put 3 energies back into their deck. They'd have to manually attach for turn now. Because if they still didn't get Garchomp, then they have to manually attach. Path doesn't really matter in this case. They'd have to manually attach both times to Lucario because they can't use his ability. I'm shocked they haven't gotten to it a Garchomp, though. Like, they've gotten all their prize cards. You know, they're most of the way through their deck. They either run a weird ratio or, like, the judges we've played and stuff just, like, hit at the perfect time. We'll play one more Croagunk down. And then... I think we research here. We attach the Rigid Band, so now they need 3 energy. If they're going to be able to, yeah, they're going to need 3 energy if they're going to be able to knock us out with Lucario. We'll knock out the Gibble, go down to 1 prize, and then it just comes down to if they can knock us out this turn. They would need Rare Candy, Garchomp. We have the boss in hand, so... They would need Rare Candy, Garchomp, and a boss. How many boss did they already play? There's the Garchomp. Played 1, 2. So they've already played 2 boss. They're going to be able to draw into a full 5. So the question is, do they play 3 boss? They can't use Counter Catcher. There's an Earthen Vessel. So there's the Counter Catcher, but they can't use it because we're even on prize cards. There's an Irida. Alright, we win. Because there's nothing that the Irida can do. In a situation like this. Super, super, super close game. The getting hit for weakness made this a little bit awkward. There's definitely some rough moments. But we were able to hold it together, able to make it work. Sometimes you just got to work with what you got, make plays where you can make them. And, you know, figure it out. We do it live is what, you know, what they say. We got a little bit lucky at some moments, a little bit unlucky at others. But that's the game we play. So we're going to go ahead and drop the energy down. We're going to boss up the Lucario and be able to knock this thing out. Assert dominance. Toxic Ripper. Hit it. Make it go down. And take the last prize card. So that's going to be the game. Very, very, very close. Very, very, very fun. There's the other Toxicroak. And yeah, that's the game, guys. We were able to get 2 wins on the ladder with Toxicroak EX. Pretty awkward game 1. A little bit of a weird one. But game 2, tons of fun. Very, very, very back and forth. Garchomp EX is pretty cool. We must have got a little lucky with like our judge timing and stuff like that. That definitely had to reset them a bit. But yeah, we made it do what it do. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and let me know what decks and what cards you want to see featured next, along with what other content you'd like to see, whether it be pack openings, VGC, you know, Pokemon Showdown, Smogon singles, like all that kind of stuff. Definitely looking to expand a little bit more with the content, so, you know, just looking for feedback over January of what you guys kind of want to see going forward. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.